Boy, I got a lot of crazy stuff to tell you, as crazy as my hair, because this past week in wrestling, it's been pretty wild. With apparently there's no one good enough to an Impact for them to win their own title back. But before I go into any more in depth about what I'm going to talk about today, this is Dramascripted Saturday, where I give you the most noticeable news in this past week of wrestling. And my name is Dante, or Game Fiend, or whatever you prefer to call me. But how I start off every Dramascripted Saturday, I give you the ratings. And we have Raw with 1.79 million, NXT with 751,000, AEW with 900,000, and SmackDown, I just rounded it up, is 2.5 million. But now that the ratings are out the way, I don't know where I'm gonna start with. Let's start with AEW and their debut show, Rampage. 1 hour show, a lot of wrestling, basically, obviously three main matches. But I'm gonna just go over the Christian Cage and Kenny Omega match, where the Impact title was on the line due to a loophole that Christian found out, and he announced that on Wednesday, and then they did the match on Friday, and then they decided to have Christian Cage win over Kenny Omega. And now Christian, AEW signed talent, has the Impact World Heavyweight title. And keep in mind, in 2.5 weeks from now, Christian is facing the same guy for the AEW World Heavyweight title. So my thoughts on this, and then now we have at the next Impact pay-per-view, it's Brian Myers, mostly known as Kurt Hawkins, versus Christian for the Impact title. But my thought is this indirectly makes Impact look bad, because AEW have came in with this partnership and have indirectly made Impact's World Heavyweight title their own World Heavyweight title. Because after Rich Swann lost the Impact title to Kenny Omega's been walking around with all three belts. He's been walking around with the Impact title, the AEW title, and the AAA Mexican title. We'll get to last night's match with Andrade in a second. He's walking around with everything but the New Japan Pro Wrestling title, and obviously for reasons, the WWE title. So he's living up to his name as the belt collector. So the only other wrestler that could take the Impact title from him was not an Impact wrestler. It was another AEW wrestler. So like, it indirectly makes the whole Impact roster look like shit, because their own talent in Impact couldn't get their title back. Another AEW person was the next person in line to win, which indirectly makes the whole Impact roster look like shit. So now the next Impact World Heavyweight title match is Christian Cage versus Brian Myers, which is Kurt Hawkins. So, and if Christian beats Brian, which at this point you would have to, because I think the next Impact pay-per-view is before main event, Christian Cage versus Brian Myers for the title. And at that point, you're 2 weeks away from All Out. So you can't have Christian going into this match losing, since the partnership is still between both companies. You can't have Christian going into All Out losing, because you want to build up to make it an even better match that they had on Rampage, because people are actually paying for the match at All Out, so you have to make that match look better. So I guess this is why they want to do a champions versus champions thing, but then we don't know if even the Impact title is back on the line for that match. It's probably not. But yeah, I don't know. To me, that move just indirectly makes the whole Impact roster look like shit to me. I mean, you have Moose, you have Chris Sabin, you have Rich Swann. Powers that be just decided to give it to Christian Cage, who's 47 years old, by the way. Christian Cage. So I personally don't understand it. So who's to say what's going to fully happen at All Out? Real life situation why they didn't drag Hangman versus Kenny to All Out was around this time. Hangman and Page requested time off for wrestling to take care of his wife because they're having the birth of their newborn. So congrats to the Page family. I wish for you guys to have a healthy baby and continue to have a happy family. So that's why there's no Hangman Adam Page versus Kenny Omega at All Out. They did this plan instead out of the respects to Hangman wanting to take care of his family. So this was the audible. The only thing I don't agree with the audible is Christian winning the Impact title when there's 50 other guys on the Impact brand that could have taken the belt off of Kenny Omega. So first person that comes to mind is Moose. So, but you know, that's the powers that be. We're gonna go into some New Japan Wrestling resurgence, and who came back and resurged on the rise? The crazy man himself, Will Ospreay, is back, and he's back with his own, the version of the new W. Well, not his own version, the version that he left with, the new version, because he never lost it. He had to relinquish it due to another neck injury. So now we have him walking around with the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship belt, and mind you, the current champion Shingo Takagi is walking around with the same strap. But Ospreay says he's going to and then Kito Ibushi wants that title back as well. So I guess we're going on a long booking for a three-way. I guess that's where we're going. We're going to probably do some long-term booking for a triple threat match because, Wrestling Kingdom's only 5 months away, people. And New Japan Wrestling loves long-term story booking. So they could start that triple threat build now and be ready for Wrestling Kingdom. So, yeah. So, got the New Japan Wrestling news. The reason why it's Christian versus Kenny Omega. And then last night, we had the AAA World Heavyweight Mexican title, Kenny Omega versus Andrade, and they had Kenny go over. And then it got reported by source is going to be listed up here, Dave Meltzer, saying that AEW has full control of when Kenny goes to other promotions. AEW has full control over his finishes. And then the reason was they didn't want Kenny losing 2 titles in 2 consecutive nights, which is true because that would make Kenny Omega look weak as fuck going into All Out. So they had to have Kenny keep one of his belts from another company to help maintain him looking strong going into All Out. So hopefully Andrade gets another shot at the triple Mexican World Heavyweight title soon. So yeah, that's been it. SummerSlam is this Saturday. I may do a quick TikTok on my predictions of who's gonna win. Main matches I'm interested: Sasha versus Belair, Roman Reigns versus Cena, and Seth versus Edge. Those are the 3 biggest matches. Those are the only matches I'm interested in. So I can't wait to see it. Excited for the whole card, top to bottom. But those are the 3 main matches that I'm looking forward to the most. And that's gonna wrap this up for this week's Dramascripted. Please do comment, like, subscribe, share if you care about this video, like what you have witnessed. And until next Dramascripted next Saturday, I'm Dante, Game Fiend or Fiend of All Games, and I'm out of here. Later and peace. Be safe, everyone.